Okay, so we'll call this meeting to order at 1900 hours. And of course, now my mouse decided to quit working all of a sudden. Any changes to the agenda?
None for me.
Okay, so we'll adopt the agenda as presented. Minutes of the previous meeting. Any comments, questions, answers?
I would move that we accept them as they are.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Financial accounts payable and payroll. Okay, hold it. Old business. There's no old business, right? Nothing added there. Okay. Accounts payable and payroll. Anything? Anything? Okay. Having heard no questions, we will move on to the Deputy Chief job description update.
Yes, put it in there. We needed a slight update to give us some administrative flexibility. I was going to do it one way, and Commissioner Flaff asked a question, so I ended up asking the attorney, and she advised we just put this 2 sentences in the current job descriptions, a little disclaimer, if you will.
Sure. Excellent. So shall we, do we need to accept that? We probably need to accept that.
Yeah. Motion and,
To accept it as amended.
just the as changed, as amended,
Okay.
however you want to say it.
I'll move that we accept it as amended, the job description.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. And let's see, and then, so Executive Chief staff pay adjustment.
You have the information. We've done admin staff. We did part-time staff. We did the COLA for executive staff, but asked for comparable information from the other ones. And so that's what's before you.
Yes. So are there any discussion about that? Questions? No questions? Comments? So what's our recommendation here?
I was wondering if we were going to have a special executive session to talk about this, these comparables.
I don't.
Or how they would be applied or not.
I don't.
That's not needed.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be executive session. It's not performance or not that I know that you can think of, unless you are thinking of something I don't understand. But just adjusting a pay would not qualify for executive session. And I would say, just so it's clear, that bottom box, the top number is deputy chief, and the bottom number is fire chief, just like the top box. I didn't put the titles in there.
Right. So are we looking for some action here? Are we looking for a motion on this, or do we want to discuss it?
I guess my question would be with some of the new deputy folks that have come in, are there certain COLAs in their contract for this time?
They have the same minimum. All of us have the same minimum 1%, and that's why you chose to believe that was an executive session. But that 1% COLA that you've already approved, that's in that bottom box, covers everybody's contract.
Yes.
So that you met all the contractual obligations with that 1%.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've already done that.
Yeah, last meeting you approved a 1% COLA at the special meeting,
Right.
and that's shown as the 166,468 and the 178,321.
Okay.
And if no other actions, that's what will be the wages for the positions next year. Or you can take additional you were asking to see if we went
Right.
adjustment to get us within our comparables, and you can see the comparables up above.
Right. So no action required unless we want to change something. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
If you wanted to do a 4% to get us within more comparables, then you would have to do that, or whatever you want to do, or nothing.
Back in the office areas, then this counter is sitting right in front of the office. Yeah.
So we did,
In order to do that, the contractors, they're gonna either have to move everything off the counter.
last time,
Out of the way of the contractors, yeah. Or the contractors are gonna be,
staff meetings.
and then, who was it, Cindy, Andrew Cindy, who
So we already did,
texted Jimmy.
so refresh my memory. I thought we did,
At the special meeting, you did a 1% COLA, and that was it.
oh, that's right. We postponed. Now it's coming back to me. Yes. I'm trying to find it in the minutes, but I don't see it. But, so we postponed we had talked about 4%, correct? Am I remembering this correctly?
Yes, yep, that is correct.
Okay. And so now we need a motion to do that, correct?
Yes, is that just for the fire chief's position or the deputy chiefs as well?
I believe it was both.
It is taking all both offices and setting up appointments for both offices in Everett. Well, in Everett as it was, there were times.
So-
That wouldn't affect though the new deputy again. Or
Yeah.
would it?
It would.
It would. It would affect him
Yeah.
too.
Everybody-
Yes, it would.
Well, she'll see.
Okay. All right.
4% plus the COLA would be for both the deputy chief and the chief. The chief.
So do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to increase both the deputy chiefs and the fire chief's wage by 4%.
In addition to the 1% we already approved. Excellent. Okay. Did I hear a second?
I'll second it so we can talk about it. So if it's 4%, that's added to the 1%.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. We discussed.
Okay. I just want to make sure that
Yes.
that gets the minutes too, so we understand what we're talking about here.
Right. It's the heat down here that's got me not remembering this stuff. So, okay, so motion and seconded. Do we have any further discussion? Questions? All in favor? Aye. Did I hear ayes?
Yes,
Yes.
there was 2 other eyes over here.
Excellent. Okay. That brings us to district staff and work group comments.
You can't remember.
We don't have anything tonight.
Do you want to update about the auditor and the letter that we have to sign?
Oh, you had that, right?
I do.
Oh, we have an engagement letter that we received from the auditor when we had our entrance meeting the other day that Commissioner Flath attended. So that interest letter came in today. It'll have to be signed by the president when he gets back. They're looking this year at credit card, procurement,
In process.
personnel, bid process, and then all the normal things that they look at. So we're answering questions like crazy and sending them information. It's really interesting making everything, doing a lot of it digitally. He did have to come and pick up a couple things that we don't do digitally, but other than that's been all digitally. So.
Okay. And we should be in good shape as usual, right?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Excellent.
Is there a time limit when that has to be signed?
No, just get as soon as we can, you know,
Okay.
yeah.
Jim will have to swing by when he gets back, 'cause I have a.
Yeah, I'll be back the 18th. I'll swing by on the 18th. That's a Thursday.
Chief Hopkinson?
No fire stats report this month. We'll have one next month. They weren't able to get together the information soon enough to get to us to present, but hopefully we'll have one next month. And the only other announcement is our academy date for the 3 new hires that are starting in December. They're talking about moving that up to January, so we may get them into the academy in January as opposed to March, which would be great. Means they would be hopefully back online in May as opposed to July. So there is some discussion, so they may get bumped up a little bit. That's it.
Okay, good.
Commissioners, I didn't get this to the packet in time. I'm saying it's important. So hopefully you'll read it. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I want to give a quick report on things that Safety Support Division is working on quickly. Currently, I personally am refamiliarizing myself and studying NFPA 1500, NFPA 1521, and LAC 296-305. And those are the 3 standards, safety and health standards for firefighters, the LAC 296-305 being the Washington Administrative Code for Safety Standard for firefighters, to ensure that the district as a whole is meeting those standards. And then the Safety and Support Division in turn are doing the things that they need to do to ensure that that's happening. Last week I went through and updated the safety boards, and I talked to Daryl, and he wanted to make sure that that was the same updating that he had done about 3 months ago, and I assured him that it was. So thanks, BC Heike. Working on revamping the safety committee. Safety committee needs to meet minimum quarterly. We need to meet more than that to get going. For our members, the scope and purpose of our committee, and then the responsibilities. And in a nutshell, we're an advisory committee to the fire chief. So we will have our meetings. We'll do the things that we need to do, station inspections and those things, and then report to the fire chief, advise the fire chief on our findings, and go from there. Currently with training with Chief Waller, with Chief Hodgkinson, and our officer group, we're working on updating the Snow Floor IMS policy and eventually having the premier is our goal, IMS policy for the county to present, not only for our firefighters and our incident managers, but countywide. Currently overseeing the chaplain group. Our chaplain group is meeting monthly. I've attended 2 of their meetings so far. We have another meeting next Monday night. And Mike Ussery is back, our chaplain that goes to Alaska. He's back in the rotation. We've got the schedule built out through the end of December. And they're doing great. They are working with our mutual aid organizations right now when chaplains, especially up North Lake Stevens and Granite Falls area, are not available. Our chaplains are making themselves available, and one of them had to go to Granite Falls today, matter of fact. And they are scheduling and coordinating that with the other chaplain groups. Yes, sir.
Yeah, when our chaplains work outside our district, are they compensated by that district for the work there, or how does that work?
As of right now, my best answer for you is I don't know, but I don't believe so.
Okay.
And they meet regularly with the other chaplains, but I'm not aware of any agreements like that whatsoever.
Is that something we should look into or look at, or?
They're not compensated by us, so I'm not sure how we would charge the others. It's a mutual aid, because.
It's mutual aid type
Correct.
thing,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So just like we could if one of ours was, and I explained that to the chaplains, they don't have to cover 24/7 every day, 365. If they can't cover some of ours and we need some, then we will reach out to our partners and see who's available and share resources, just like we do a fire truck or anything else.
Okay. All right.
I'm currently still leading the junior firefighter program, the Fire Explorer group. Been meeting weekly with them We just had 2 go off to college. I tried to get one to go to WSU, but they ended up going to the University of Washington. As freshmen, one went off to Montana State. And we have 2 that were picked up by Chelan County Fire District 1 and started their academy. They're 3 weeks in up there, or to the east, and 2 up in Skagit County. And their recent volunteer service has been with the Snohomish Senior Center. They did work Klahia Days with volunteer service there, but they've participated in the health and safety fair at the Snohomish Senior Center, as well as a couple of their community breakfasts, where they go and provide labor and serve food, clean tables, that kind of stuff. Currently, I personally, hopefully for a short time, but I am the certification test coordinator for the current fire academy in Snohomish County, meaning nothing more than I'm leading a team that's putting on the certification exams. So there's 6 certification exams for the recruits as well as the company officers that still need certification. So it's a lot of time, a lot of coordinating and a lot of paperwork. We're planned, our first exam is this Friday down at the South County Training Facility for the Firefighter 1 testing. And we'll go all the way through Fire Officer 2 for those company officers. We will be done with that in December. And I'm working with State Patrol Fire Protection Bureau to get an evaluation team trained and certified so I can hand this off. I've been doing it a long time, and it's time for somebody else to step up. And we've got a lot of good people down there wanting to do that. Same thing with the training consortium itself. With certification in the long run, we're looking at getting more people certified in order to do that. And we're also looking to maybe or possibly change the certification to a different third party. It's the same as IFSAC, which is what we use now, but it's Pro Board, it's Professional Qualifications Board. It's been around since the very early 70s. So that's a possibility that we're working on there. Yes, sir.
I had another question. If we have some of our own people working there, how does that affect the fire schedule? You know, that they work so many shifts and so forth. Is that all inputted in there?
Are you talking about the training consortium?
Yeah. If we have to send people there,
So
I'm
there's-
sure
there-
Oh, you're talking about people that are going through it?
no, people that would be the teachers and so. I mean, how does that affect their work schedule here?
There's 2 different parts of the training consortium. So the academy is a subset of the training consortium, and that's, for the lack of a better term, volunteers. And so Daryl Heike is the acting VC right now because Whitney is a volunteer to go to the academy. And so we're filling Whitney's shifts, for the lack of a better term, with overtime to let him go. And so part of that administrative overtime, like I said, is we wanted to start distinguishing that overtime is because we're trying to do more stuff within the county and within the training. And then there's the quote unquote normal training consortium, which has kind of been, for lack of a better term, mothballed because of COVID. It kind of got pushed down. And the way we do that is each agency has a certain amount of dollars they have to come up with, either pay or like kind, and we can, and that's changing. Sometimes it might be a person or a part of a person, or for us, it might be facilities. And so the consortium does a formula and says, hey, you guys owe this much. What are you giving? And let's say we owe 10,000 and we put one of our firefighters in there and that wage is 80,000, then the rest of the departments would pay us 70. Same thing if we owe 70 and we only give them $10,000 worth of the rental space at the RLB, then we have to write them a check for 70. And so we put the resource in, it's put a cost to it, and then plus or minus what you owe as part of the training consortium. But for most of the academy, if that's what you're asking, it's just overtime. People leave, either the people at the academy are getting overtime to teach, or there's somebody at the station getting overtime to fill in so they can be teaching.
So they can teach. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Back to the last page under wildland, working on forming a wildland committee, which we have established the names now. And now that wildland season's dying down, we're going to ramp up with the new brush truck, as well as certifications for our wildland people And then it's very important that we work on developing, first and foremost, the policy for our personnel. If we are going to participate in state mobilizations, we've got to have all of that worked out well in advance. So the time to start that was a couple months ago when we started talking about it. But right now, so we can have all of that in play, working with administration as well as labor, and then our wildland coordinator to make sure if we're going to get into the wildland mobilization game that we do it right, and we have the people to do it, as well as staff our fire stations here, which is our priority. So we're working on that. A little bit on maintenance. I work directly with Gary, and we're working on right now inclement weather preparation, making sure that we have all the tire change for our apparatus, which we do every year. Ice melt product for all of our fire stations and our rigs, make sure that our snow shovels are ready to go. And then repairs and maintenance to not only our buildings and our structures here, but to our training facility as well. And it has extensive.
He can't close his gate because they got a snow removal. And
A little bit of information under other, talk a little bit about a couple of things that I've been doing in and outside the county. A big thing that all of us have been working on is still working with our regional partners with regards to response, with regards to training, cross-training, and sharing resources that way.
but I don't have the dividend because they both give checks every year. I says, where's the dividends?
Chief, I'll give one update. The 7 that we currently have at the academy, the 4 full-time, 3 part-time, will go up tomorrow for week 9 or week 10 evaluations. But the report out of the academy from the instructors, all of them are performing at a very high level. So we picked some good ones to represent us at the fire academy. So that's my report on the 7. They are due to graduate the academy first week in December. They will spend 3 weeks roughly at post academy. They will be on shift first rotation in January 1st.
Excellent.
For me, I was just gonna say, we hired one more person, Cody Hunt from our part-time, that fills out all of our positions that were short for 21. That's just so you know, remember that's an EMT for a paramedic that we lost. And the plan is on when the timing is right, we get a new list established that we'll be hiring some paramedics in the 2 positions that you guys approved for new positions for 22. So we'll get back up to ALS staffing. It'll just, we're just gonna have a delay in that because we didn't have any paramedics on our list. So we decided to go ahead and hire the EMT so we could get him, just as Jason's saying, you know, it's 6 months to a year before they really get into the stations and start affecting staffing levels. And so we wanted to get that going now. We'll backfill the ALS later in the year. Now that we have all the executive staff and everybody's starting to get comfortable with their duties and their roles, 22 is going to really be a push to start getting engaged in the community at a much higher level. All of the executive staff have picked and have a community group that they'll be attending at their regular meetings. You know, we have Kiwanis Senior Center, Public Safety Committee, Lions, and a few others. With that, my first coffee with the chief will be at I can't remember where, but it'll be January 4th. And so Christine's working on that. We'll have one every month, and she's got hosting coffee places throughout the community already set up. And so we'll be doing those once a month, minus a few months. And so that's kind of the executive chief's kind of the over big strategic 20,000 foot level is to really get re-engaged in the community, not only because we have the time and bandwidth now, but as COVID starts to come down, we feel it's the time to really get back what we've missed the last 2 years. And that's all I have.
Okay, commissioner comments.
Don't have any comments.
I was wondering about the new sign that we,
Oh, yes.
that we had
We have
voted on,
yes.
and how that's coming
It's
along.
in our possession. I asked today, like I told you, it's in our possession. It's in the shed. We're just waiting to get all the materials and the ability to get it in the ground and up.
But do we need a permit from the city for that?
No, where we're putting it is, we found out where the line was and we put it, just on the side of the line that doesn't require a permit.
Okay, all right. And then I have some good news from the Snow Isle Fire Commissioners, that we voted at the last meeting to have a dues holiday in 2022. So that's good news.
Yeah, exactly.
You put a zero in there, put a budget on that item anyway. So I don't know how much it normally is, but anyway. And then I think it was yesterday or so, the governor talked about having all electric state fleet. And I know fire engines are probably way down the line on that, but we have a number of vehicles that the staff uses. So are there any, the kind of vehicles we have, are they ones that could be electric sometime in the future, or do they have so much stuff on them that it would be more challenging?
No, we probably can go that way. The problem is we're moving to all pickups, and I think they're coming out in 22 with the first ones that are sounding like they really could have the abilities we have, and so we could have ordered one on this order, but that would have been the very first one, and I'm really not a big fan of being the first one. But if that really is successful, like they say it's going to be, then yeah, in the next 3 to 5 years, we could start transitioning the staff vehicles to those. But I just want to make sure that that product out there is a good one, right?
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to be the first one, or maybe even the second, and probably not the third one either.
Well, maybe.
More, I'll start thinking about it.
Maybe we could be a test for one of them, I mean, we could maybe volunteer to do that.
Well,
I say, volunteer.
If somebody wanted to donate one for a test, that would be great.
Yeah, I would jump all over that one.
The county sheriff just put in their first, they bought a Tesla, I think. They outfitted it as a patrol car.
Oh, my. Is that right?
It just went in service last week.
Yeah, and cars have been out for a long time, so it's just getting that,
Battery.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe, you get special cop cars out, maybe get special batteries for it. I don't know. They
So,
go
yeah.
fast right now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before a fire engine, I think, becomes all electric, because they could sit on a fire for several hours pumping constant.
I think that Rosenbauer makes one.
They did, somebody just bought the first one in the US. God, I wish I remember the numbers, but it's somewhere south, and it was like $3.2 million, so like 4 times the cost, and it's a 750 gallon a minute pumper. We buy 2,000 gallon a minute pumper, so.
Yeah,
And you got your own generator.
Yeah.
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 So,
Okay, so that's down the line.
yeah,
way
that's way down the line. That's gonna be a hard one, I think.
yeah, instead of hose, we'd be carrying big extension cords.
One big hose reel.
UD needs to come set up a temporary pole to hook up to your engine.
Yeah. Okay, any other commissioner comments? Okay, the chief wanted to talk about conferences. So we have 3 conferences coming up in the next year. There's one at the Clearwater Casino. That's chief. That's the one for that we are really recommending for all the commissioners, correct?
Yes, that's the SNR one about the responsibilities and training and requirements and.
In Chelan?
No, it's in the Clearwater Casino. I can't think of the town.
It's on the
It's,
peninsula.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's like,
okay.
But that was something I was.
I'm trying to get to the
interested in,
dates.
So,
I would strongly recommend that one for all of us. I would like to attend that one. And I would strongly recommend that you two also.
April 30th.
April 30th, yes. Then Chelan. Chelan is typically, there's a couple of good sessions at that. And then Spokane, of course, is the same as the one we had at Tulalip a couple of weeks ago, except for it's in Spokane next year in October. So the Clearwater Casino one, like I said, I highly recommend that for all of us. So if that is something you want to do, we should let the chief know so he can get that scheduled. I'd like to do all three personally. And since it looks like I'll probably be sticking around for next year, you can put me down.
Okay, we'll get rooms at Chelan and Wenatchee and registration and Clearwater. Is that I'll figure out the exact time of the classes to see if we should get lodging or not, so.
Right.
It's over on the Cross Edmonds Ferry.
Okay,
Yeah, for that one, I was just planning to go over during the day and
okay,
just come back rather than spend the night.
okay,
And I think part of that, I've been to one or two of the Chelan ones, and part of that has to do with what kind of speaker they have in. And there's been a couple times where it just didn't seem like it was something that I was very interested in, so I didn't think to go over there and, you know, waste district funds on that.
and I called the Commissioners Association and they didn't have any information that I could give you or get for the Chelan one. They said that it was the SNR one on the
Right.
April, but that's all. They didn't even tell me what the subject was, the Chelan one. So it's really the hard part of Chelan is getting the lodging. So if we don't do it soon, we might not get it if we wait till we find. So,
That's true. And we can always opt out of that lodging up to pretty close to the time. So it's better to tie it down now, even if we give it up later.
so all three for Clearwater are still waiting. Still good? Okay. I'll get that going. Jim for Chelan. Do you want me guys to get slots? Tie you off a place in Chelan and then we can, okay.
Yeah. At least me, I'm just.
Or you could, yeah, and then I can tell you, it doesn't sound good, you know. or
Yeah,
something.
we can always do that. And then what about Spokane? We got Jim for Spokane.
I'm not sure what my schedule is
Okay.
at that time yet.
I'm busy on those days.
Okay, so Jim for the only one. Okay, we will get that going this week.
Excellent. Okay. Any other comments by anybody?
I was just thinking, when do the commissioners have to select our new chairman for next year? Isn't that here at the end of this month or the first part of next?
Just anytime before the first of the year. So I was going to put
Yeah,
either on.
we could do it anytime.
Next, okay.
So we can put that on the agenda for next time if you like.
And I'll get the draft calendar to you for the next agenda too, for the meetings. We have to get that adopted before the first of the year.
Right, okay.
And then you had some students up there for it.
Yes.
And then we hope to have a bunch of resolutions at the next meeting. If not, my guess is we'll have to have a special meeting.
For the rates of plates. You gave her some plates.
Okay. Anything else for the evening? With that, we will close this meeting at, I see, what is it? It's 20. I'm an hour off here, so it looks like
1934.
1934. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.